Pretty cool ceiling heights, aren't they? Really high.
The bar is touching the sky when you hear my ting, it's coming too wavy. I gotta protect my C-color girl.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video.
So you got that ring, and I don't have no shame, so how?
Today we are heading over to our Enfield project, our commercial to resi scheme, to check in on some progress. Let's go.
You bring me mixer, gotta say sorry to my little.
Let's see what's been going on.
In the room, but she was a kicker. This is getting too real. I was asleep, now I'm on that wheel. Original, no I don't steal. Putting in work, been out on the field. I'm coming too cold like Danny Shields, man. He's got the sauce, man. He knows the deal.
Back in May 2024, an interesting email landed in our inbox. A commercial agent was selling an office block in Enfield, North London. From the outside, it looked more like a block of flats than an office. And the best part? It fell under Use Class E, prime for residential conversion. The asking price? Offers in excess of 2 million. We ran the numbers, did an initial appraisal, sketched out some concept drawings, and boom, 16 flats. But here's the catch. The numbers only worked if the conversion cost was low. That all came down to one thing: the condition of the building. From the outside, it looked solid, but I had to get inside. I made my way over in late May, one of the first through the door. Met the agent, walked the site, and immediately thought, yeah, this could work. But it was hot property. Viewings were stacking up fast. I remember thinking, there's no way we're landing this one. I think there's going to be a lot of people bidding for this one. I've just got a feeling. There were 15 viewings just today, and there's a few more days of viewings, so... Still, we gave it a shot. Offered 2.2 million, but we lost it. Someone outbid us. Sure, it's disappointing, but that's the reality of property development. Win some, lose some, try again. Still, I told the agent, keep us in the loop. Fast forward 5 months, I get the call. Their deal fell through. The seller wanted to move fast. We stepped in, and guess what? We secured it at our original offer price. As soon as the offer was accepted, we got straight to work. We had a 3-month delayed completion agreed in our offer. Perfect. We used that window to submit our prior approval application to convert the building into 16 flats. If you're not familiar, prior approval takes just 56 days, and if the council doesn't respond, it's automatically approved. No drawn-out planning process, no long list of conditions. It's one of the fastest ways to get from acquisition to action. So by the time we completed the purchase, the approval was in the bag. And that meant one thing: we could start building immediately. And that's exactly what we did. By the end of March, the building was fully stripped out. Those old, flimsy office partitions? Gone. We even brought in our structural engineers for a full assessment, and they gave us the green light. Fast forward a few months, and let's see how we're getting on. Today, I'm back on site with my colleague Nilesh. We're here to check on progress, iron out some drainage issues with the builder, and we've got a few meetings lined up with lift companies. We're really hoping we can upgrade the existing lift, because ripping it out and starting from scratch? Yeah, we'd rather not blow the budget on that if we can help it. These days, I don't get too stuck into the nitty-gritty on site. I leave that to the team. But I do like to swing by occasionally, ask some awkward questions, and make sure the key details aren't getting lost in translation, especially when it comes to anything structural or expensive. Now, onto the good stuff. Progress. We've made some solid headway. The building's now been carved up into 16 flats, that's 4 per floor, and all the internal partitions are in. We've had to adapt the raised floor, install new walls to form the party splits between the flats, and at this point, one side of those walls is boarded up while the other side stays open for first fix electrics. All the flats now have their dropped ceiling metal frames in place, again left open for first fix electrical and plumbing works.
The MF ceiling is now in. Which is good.
It's at that beautiful stage where things start to actually look like flats. We've also knocked through and created the new entrances for each flat, which sounds straightforward until it isn't.
So as you can now see, all the flat entrance openings are finished. They're all done. We've modified the walls, placed lintels wherever we needed to. So yeah, all the openings are now created, and you can see that there are 4 flats on each floor. So 4 entrances.
We thought we'd be sliding in a few lintels and calling it a day, but nope. Turned out many of the steel beams in the building were bearing down right where we needed to cut. Our structural engineers had to step in with some clever thinking and plenty of head scratching, but we got there in the end. Now the top floor, the mansard level, brought its own challenges. Because of the sloped roof and steel frame, we had to run our internal walls all the way up to the underside of the roof covering. Not exactly your average plasterboard job. We also had to upgrade the roof insulation to bring it in line with SAP and EPC requirements. Always fun trying to squeeze modern standards into an older shell. With this conversion project, it was all about the low build cost. We're doing our best to keep things tight, but as any developer will tell you, surprises are part of the game. Some costs creep up, some things you thought you accounted for suddenly weren't. So we've got 4 go-to moves when it comes to keeping costs under control. First, we simplify the design and construction method wherever possible. The simpler it is to build, the more predictable the cost. Second, we make sure everything's included in the contractor or subcontractor's scope. Adding extras later always ends up being more expensive. Third, we aim to catch drawing issues before they're issued for construction. Fixing problems on paper is always cheaper than fixing them on site. And fourth, we keep site logistics lean. Moving materials unnecessarily around site burns time and money, so aligning deliveries with the build program is key. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, drainage. The original building had 2 soil stacks, and we want to reuse them.
Yeah, this is where originally this was entrance to your office floor, and there was a loo on each side. So there was a WC on each side, and that's why our drainage is running on either end of this common lobby.
Hence why our internal floor layouts are designed to keep kitchens and bathrooms as close to the stacks as possible. It's great for saving costs, slightly less great when you realize they're tucked away right in the corners of major load-bearing walls.
We're just going through all the drainage because we're using the existing drain locations. So we're just trying to figure out how everything's going to connect back into them.
At first, we thought it might be a no-go. But after a chat with our structural engineers and a few head scratches later, we got the green light. As long as we core drill the penetrations at a safe, specific distance from the corner. So 2 flats link into each stack per floor.
So I'm ready.
I have to put like a 90, like
45 maybe.
245.
Yeah.
Clean, efficient, but only if it's done right. Hence why I'm here making sure the builder's crystal clear on the plan. And lastly, the lift. When we bought the building, it technically worked.
You bit of a delay on the sensor.
But the doors opened slower than your nan's garage, and with a bit of a wobble for dramatic effect. Definitely in need of some TLC. Unfortunately, the original manufacturer has long since vanished, so we weren't sure if an upgrade was even possible. So today, we've had a few lift specialists on site, looking at whether we can salvage what we've got. Ideally, we upgrade the key components and keep the main lift car. The last thing we want is to replace the whole lift.
The ceiling, just get a new ceiling, one of those.
And some electrics, right? There.
Fold down, and then you can add some GU 15 amps in there.
Good news! We can keep the lift. It just needs a few key parts upgraded, and once that's done, it will look and run like new. Back outside, yes, we're putting up scaffolding. The building looks solid from the outside, but the roof needs a bit of attention.
So as you can see, the scaffolding is going up. The reason we are putting scaffolding up is because although the external facade is perfectly fine, we're not doing any work on that. We have decided to do some repair works on the roof. Basically relay a new surface over the whole roof. As we're doing the work, we thought, why not? We may as well repair the roof and make sure it's intact for like the next 20 years. So yeah, we're going to give the roof a big clean, relay the roof. But not only that, actually our air source heat pumps are going on the top, and there's also other penetrations we're making in the roof as well. So yeah, this will allow us to do all that.
You see, we're creating a bunch of new penetrations on the roof for vents and cables, and this is also where most of the air source heat pumps for heating and cooling will go to. So while we're up there, we're taking the chance to bring in a roofer to upgrade the whole roof, making sure we don't have to worry about it for the next 20 years. Because honestly, a stress-free roof is a happy parish. You'll see the scaffolding wraps all the way round to the back, and that's not just for show. We're also making penetrations through the main walls on every floor for kitchen and bathroom extracts. That means drilling holes, fitting brick vents on the outside, and repointing around them to keep everything neat and watertight.
It's all go, go, go!
Amri, your turn.
Go, go, go!
There's a ton of work happening, guys. Over the next few months, this place is going to be completely transformed. Electricians and plumbers are rolling in next week, and the roofer is not far behind. We're still firmly on track to finish construction by the end of the year. That's less than 10 months to turn this building into 16 beautiful flats. Fingers crossed, let's see how it goes.
Okay guys, that's the end of this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you at the next one.